All right, let's now be settled. We will start, or I mean, we will continue our program in 5 minutes. So at exactly 1:10 p.m., we will continue our program. So while waiting, let's try to acknowledge yung mga participants natin from on FB Live. So yan. So let's try to read some comments here. So we have friends. Sige nga po, paki-comment yung location natin dyan, kung saan tayo galing. So meron po tayong mga participants here. They're saying, good afternoon everyone. Watching from Negros Occidental. See? Dorshri. Yan. Sige po, let's keep all the comments going. Ayan, good afternoon din daw, sabi ni Mr. Roderick Reyes. Hello po, welcome to the live and thank you for joining us today.
At bumabati rin po ng good afternoon si Miss Denise Anvelos. Good afternoon po at salamat po sa panonood dito sa ating FB Live.
You also have friends from Chaong, Quezon, Mr. Jeffrey Yap from Villa Escudero Museum.
So ayun po, good afternoon din po kay Felon Wagayan Alikmas ng Bontoc Mountain Province Region or sa CAR, Cordillera
Very
Administrative.
north. Yeah, so we have also participants or live viewers from PNU Manila. Super layo.
Ayan.
Ayan, so
Napakalayo niya.
we have Miss Lara Alcantara Pantig. Hello po, ayan.
Po. At si Sahara 80, good afternoon po, watching from BTA Legislative Reference Division. Magandang hapon po.
Ayan, ito si Miss April. Good afternoon everyone, watching from City College Cagayan de Oro City Library.
At ito rin po, isa sa latest natin, good afternoon to Mr. RJ Pacheco ng Manila Bulletin. Diyan lang po sa Intramuros. Good afternoon po.
Ayan, good afternoon po to Sir Roderick Dipol from Quezon City, Diliman.
At yun din po sa mga hindi natin na-acknowledge, may mga audience tayo na nanonood via FB Live dito sa ating training. They are from the public libraries, iba't ibang public libraries po dito sa Pilipinas. Binabati po namin kayo na magandang hapon po.
Yeah. Speaking of, we have from Rodriguez Municipal Library, si Ma'am Maria Clara.
And to Miss Ann Malco, good afternoon po. Siya po ay from Oton Municipal Library and Archives ng Iloilo.
We also have here participant from Ilocos Norte Provincial Library. Hello po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan po, good afternoon din po from Miss Luis Ian D. Aquino from Metro Dagupan Colleges Library, Mangaldan, Pangasinan. Gandang hapon po.
Yeah, you know what, partner, no? Nag-check din ako kanina nung live stream natin. And surprisingly, ang dami nating mga viewers kanina. Mabot tayo ng 600. 600 million.
Nakita ko din siya. Umabot tayo ng 600
Diba?
plus viewers.
That's so very, very nice. Ayan. So let's continue. Good afternoon po from Angeles City. Hello po, Miss Emelita Cobero.
And from Miss Cristina Santos, good afternoon po. Siya po ay mula sa Rizal Provincial Library.
Ayan. So hello din po kila Miss Donna Vilbar from Grelina Osmeña Christian College, Leyte, Hilongos, Leyte. O yan.
Tayo, umabot na tayo sa Kabisayaan. At dito po kay Mr. Roger, good afternoon po. Siya po ay taga Partido State University sa Camarines Sur.
Ayan. So, hello din po from DepEd, Isabela City, Basilan, kay Kim M.F.
Yun po. Marami pa pong bumabati sa atin ng magandang hapon po. So, kung di man po namin kayo maisa-isa, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. At welcome back po dito sa ating training program na naka-live po sa Facebook page ng National Library of the Philippines.
Yes. So, parami din yung mga viewers natin ngayon sa pag-resume natin ng program. So, Ready na tayong lahat? Pakitype nga ako dyan ng conservation dyan sa comment section natin ng term na conservation. If you're all ready to continue our program today. Yan. And of course, partner, nakikita ko din yung mga live participants natin dito sa National Library na bumabalik na rin dito sa venue. Ayan. Ayun, ready na si Sir Jeffrey Yap. Yan.
Yung iba po, typing po sila. Si Mr. George Colibao Altajeros ay ready na rin po.
Ayan. Miss Rachel Olieza, thank you so much po. Ayan.
Si J. Bisa Pabilane ay ready na rin po sa ating continuation ng ating
Si
training.
Mr. Jonathan Pantaleon, nakapag-hashtag conversation pa siya. Ay, conservation pa.
Miss Genevieve Tangib, ready na rin po siya as she typed the conservation word.
Ayan, ako partner, parami na ng parami ang mga nanatanggap nating comments sa live. And of course, lahat ng mga participants natin nandito sa venue are all present na. So I think we're all ready to continue with our program.
Yes, I think we're ready na sa pagsisimula ng ating programa. Ay sa pagpapatuloy, ng ating programa. Yan. Ayun po, sa topic 1 po, natutunan po natin yung preservation po ng national heritage history para sa mga susunod na 300 taon. Care of one and only Señorita Consuelo. Yan. So, muchas gracias por esa presentación maravillosa, señorita Consuelo. Tu pericia en preservación tiene dada. Nosotros mucho en que pesar. Realmente te agradecemos por compartir tu conocimiento con nosotros hoy. Or sa English po, thank you so much for your marvelous presentation, Ms. Consuelo. Your expertise on preservation has given us so much to think about. We truly appreciate your sharing your knowledge with us today. Thank you.
Now let's dive into our next session on topic 2, mold, infestation, and treatment of fragile material. May we call us again, Señorita Consuelo Martínez Rendo. A round of applause, please.
Good afternoon. I hope you enjoyed the lunch and we are again together. Well, as you know, the next one, please. Now we will speak about mold infestation treatment of fragile materials. This is a big problem in all the world, but especially when we live in tropical areas. It's really challenging. So we will review which problems we have to face and which strategies we will follow. Just as a little revision, I will repeat that the preventive conservation program has to be well designed in order to help us to avoid irreversible damage, high cost, and in many occasions, the loss of the object. We spoke about the chemical stabilization, and we will speak now about the biological treatment. I have to repeat the same than this morning about the main steps on the preventive program. We need the control of the relative humidity and temperature. You know, I spoke about standards. The standard says that the ideal temperature is 18 to 20 Celsius and the relative humidity between 45 to 60% maximum for paper. But I have to repeat the same. Sometimes it is very difficult because of the climate. So what you have to keep in mind is that you have to get your parameters as close as possible to the standard, and especially it has to be stable. The stability is very, very important. Also, it's important to control the exposition to the light, because the light is a very strong oxidant. We have to keep the air clean, because there is everywhere pollutants, gases, dust, spores, and they very easily will come to our institution, and we live on our books or documents, and they will degrade them. So we need to keep the air as clean as possible, and we have to clean the deposits continuously. The biological control is necessary, so we will speak now about that. And let's go. The next, the next. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Okay. You see the same photos than this morning, where we can see the effects of the oxidation for chemical factors, but also for physical factors, like the exposition to the light. Next one. No, you were too far. See. Let me check. Go back. Yeah. Back. Okay, from here. You want to finish on? Okay, excuse me. Right, next one. You see the same phenomenon that I showed you this morning, but this is because the environmental conditions, the chemistry, and the activity of alive organisms. The next one. Here we start speaking about the biological control. I know you are familiar with this kind of images, because I saw this in all the visits I did. So it's not something that is happening to you, it's happening worldwide. And we have to face it by using our intelligence, because we have a brain to think. We have to discover how to win the battles against these forms of life. It's a war, it's a perpetual war, that we have to win all the battles step by step. So we will speak about molds, insects, and other kind of animals. Next one. Why is important to be conscious about the problems and to know how to face them? Well, we spoke this morning about the high cost, which means to restore the materials when they were affected by the environment and the biological attacks. You see here how these books needed the restoration. This is really expensive. As I told this morning, it's necessary to do it when you have the problem, but it's really expensive. And the problem is that we will never recover the original as it was. The mark of the degradation will be reminder. So Next one, please. You see the sign here. We spoke about this. So let's go with the plan. Next one. Okay. The periodic revision of the building in the search of possible structural problems. You know about it. We were speaking about that. The molds, the insets are very small, and they can come into the building very easily by little fragilities on the structure. Sometimes a little, I don't know, grieta, a little grieta. And I don't find the word in English. Grieta. Grieta. Krian. Okay. But, see, Skrian. Okay. Or windows, or even the humans could wear with us insects and mold. So this is a continuous war against the biological degradation. We spoke about the ventilation system. I don't remember if I told you that the ventilation system has to be efficient, of course, but also it's important that it has to wear filters to take out the little particles of powder and other microbial forms of life. The filters, we have to consider that. The periodic revision, the furniture, we have in the market the possibility to use traps, specific traps, adhesive, with light, with pheromones, mechanicals, to detect problems in the building. And we will see some of these techniques. You see here in the next one. We spoke about the data lawyers. You see there the traps. This is one specific traps for one butterfly which eats textiles. It's based on pheromones. The use of pheromones is interesting, useful, because it's one indicator. It's one indicator. Normally, you don't see the insects because they don't want to be close to you. They are with the collection. And the problem is that when we see the insect, it's because it is died. We find the insect died, and we see that it was there, but the damage is done. So we should have a plan, one plan to review the building against microbials and insects where all the people from the library were involved. Why? Because usually the person who will find the bodies of the insects is the person who cleaned in the library the deposits. That person will go, we clean, and probably will find the bodies of the insects or other kind of things, other kind of animals. So these people should know that if they find some animal, what has to do is to pick it, to put it in a bag, plastic bag, and to wear it to the preservation department. Because the preservation department will analyze the situation. We will try to look fine where it was, what's happening, why I have this, how I can face this. I have to do something, because if this lady or man found one, there is a lot that I don't see. It's the indicator. Do you understand this? Other form to detect problems is to periodically do testing on the surfaces of the furniture, but also on the books, on the spine of the books, the covers of the books. And this sampling has to be sent to a microbiological. I don't know if you have a biological lab in your institutions. Normally, there is not. It's the chemical laboratory, but not the biological laboratory. But there are companies doing this work. So it's important to have a contract with a company which periodically comes and do the testing in different places of the collection, and they do the culture to see what is growing there and how much growing we have. Always will be some level of growing, because our deposits are not sterile, sterilized. So some growing will be, but the biologist is able to interpret it is in the range of the normal situation, or you have something which is not normal, and you have to do an intervention, and you have to disinfect your room, your collection. Huh? They are different strategies. Also, it's possible to put trams where, for example, all of us heard speak about the little mouse of the library. But it's a real situation, the mouses. So there are in the market trams to put in specific places on the deposits. And if you see that there is one, you have to do something. You have to call a company, or you have to do by yourself the necessary treatment to eliminate the animal. Also, other indicator is you could have rats, for example, but you don't see them. However, you need to know how to identify the excrements. We need to learn. We know the animal, but we need to know what is the consequence of their activity. And one of the things is, for example, the excrements, the kind of damage that we see on the materials is also specific of the kind of animal who was visiting the collection. So we need a bit of education in the most typical problems that we could face at the library. And then we have to plan the strategy to keep this under normal conditions without a real plague. We are talking of, go ahead, please. We are talking about biogradation. What we are speaking now is that we have to use our intelligence, our tools, all what we have around us to eliminate possible pests, because they will cause chemical, physical, or a combination of both damages. Do you know who is this visitor? It looks nice. I like it, but not in my collection. But as a animal, it's pretty. Why not? Well, it's typical, and it's very typical when the humidity is high. Yeah, in fact, it's possible to see then in the bathrooms because of the humidity. So the silverfish is one indicator that we have a high humidity in the collection. But also, he will make the match on the collection. Go to the next, please. We will see in other image the effect of the silver fish. Well, you see in this screen that we have to consider as biological agents, microbial, insects, rodents, bats. Some people is surprised when I told this, but it's a real animal in many buildings. Birds that could go, especially in old buildings. They easily find the little hole to go inside the building. Vegetables, and something that is painful to say, the human users. Maybe the main biological agent of the degradation is the human user, because all of us saw things like this. So this is the effect of the human degradation. Let's go with the first step, microorganisms, fungus. Well, we have, this is international, and we have about 8, 9, 10 species that are popular with the paper collections. But I will speak about 2, Aspergillus and Penicillium. Why? Because they could be dangerous for our health. And very easily they could be in our collections. However, as a biologist, I have to say that penicillium is, as a microbial, is fantastic. We need it. The life will be different if this microbial were not discovered for the human. Penicillium, and there, please go ahead. Penicillium, if you can see it under the microscope, looks like that. It's really pretty, it's like a flower. And we got from penicillium fantastic things. You see there as a sample, as a simple sample. There are many other things, but you see the 2 fantastic cheese and 1 medicine, important medicine, saved millions of lives during the 20th century and the end of the 19th century, penicillin. This means that we cannot fumigate the world. The microbial are necessary. We need to live with them, but we need to live with them knowing how to live with them, because in other situations they could be dangerous, but necessary, absolutely necessary. We need to have a bit of knowledge about them and to know how to manage the situation. Why? You see, the next one. The microorganism, penicillium. You see the finger? There is a problem, you see? It is caused by penicillium. So penicillin is fantastic in the laboratory when we get from him the way to do a medicine, when we take from him the way to do a fantastic cheese. But if we are in direct contact with penicillin, we could have problems in our skin. And you see, for example, here, the effect of to breath Aspergillus niger. Aspergillus niger is one important mold for many reasons, but we don't want it in our houses, in our libraries, in our museums, archives, because if we are in direct contact with him and we absorb the spores, we could have problems. The disease is called aspergillosis. The same you see on the top, one allergic, one problem in the skin, we buy Staphylococcus aureus. So they are necessary, but we need to know how to live with them, and we don't want these forms of life in our deposits. Okay? Why? You see here that if we have this microbial in our deposits, and we are in direct contact, we could have problems. But there are one group of people which is especially could be especially affected by the contact with this microbial, which are the immunocompromised persons, tuberculosis, leukemia, HIV, patients which were transplanted because they are immunocompromised. People under chemotherapy, radiation, allergics, diabetics, pregnant ladies, convalescents on different diseases. And curiously, I was surprised when I was researching this, and I found those who regularly take steroids. That's very popular nowadays with the people, with the sporting people, people who go to the gym to do sport and is taking steroids to promote the growing of the muscles. Well, in any case, if we are working with materials that could be contaminated by microbials, we need to be protected. We need to wear the masks, the gloves. We need to wear some kind of clothes that we will take out after our work with the collection, and we will clean very easily, very carefully our hands, eyes, and that's all. It's not a question of saying that we are in a danger to death because we are working with contaminated deposit. The only thing is that we have to be protected, and we have to use what we need to use. I cleaned materials in that conditions. I was protected. About the insects, well, someone was speaking today about the thermals. Well, we have samples there of the effect on the termites. They are really terrible because eat a lot and very fast. So if when we realize this phenomenon, the problem is very big. So we have to be alert with this kind of insects. It's one insect that we could review carefully. is international. It's in all the parts in the world. I suppose you have here one different species. I don't know. But the problem is that they could be into the building or not. They could be outside, and they are able to travel every day to your deposits. If they find how to go in, they will go in, and they will cause irreversible damage that will make very costly to save the collection. This is the next one. Also a popular insect. This is European. I don't know if you have the same here, but it's a butterfly which eats textiles. No, not yet. Back. It textiles. Well, I will say something that could help you. We have to be alert to the presence of the animal. We would like to see it, but because as I told before, it just be difficult. We have to be alert to the signs of its presence. For example, what you see there is the cover of the larva, the pupa, and you see together to the black, to the white rest, the excrements. Well, if I see that in anywhere in my deposits, I know that I have this. Also, of course, is you see the effects of the activity, but it's too late. It's too late because we have to restore. If you have covers, bindings on cloth, they will attack your bindings. So your binders. So what I am trying to tell you is that we don't need to see the animal. We need to be alert because we are educated in how is the animal and what is the evidence of its presence, its activity. Yeah? This is other typical insect in books. The next one. Now, yes. I'm not sure on how you call him. I put book lice. This is the species. In Spanish, we say piojo, pero I don't know how. Book lice is what I found in English in the dictionary. Well, the key is that if you see this animal, even if you don't see the mole, you must know that you have mole in your collection because this insect is not coming paper, it's coming mold. So it's one indicator that you have mold. Maybe you don't see the mold, but you have the mold because he is there and he is alive and he is eating, right? What is what I want to say? I repeat, you need to be familiar with the activity of the main insects you could find in your collection, how they live, what they prefer, and what is the kind of rest that I could expect after their activity. There are books about that. It's possible to be educated on that. Well, you know, this one. I was talking before about the silverfish. You see it? There is that. This is a book that I treated I treated it in mass deacidification, but before I had to clean it because I found that it was dirty. And what I found was the animal completely dry and the excrement. What you see there is the excrement on the part of the spine of the book. So if I don't see the animal, but I see the excrement, I could say, well, I have Lepisma saccharina, silverflies. The Italia, the official name is Lepisma saccharina. So I know I have a problem because I saw the excrements. Also, if I see this kind of the meat, I have silverfish because they eat the glues on the paper. So you see that the holes are not regular, not because he was eating the glue, not the paper. Okay? And of course, it has to be cockroaches. They are everywhere in all the world, and they are different depending on the region of the world. They don't like the look, the light, so well, it's very difficult to see them, but they exist, and we could find if they were in our collection because they left a sign of that. These spots are excrements from the cockroaches. So if I see this in a book or a document, I have the animal there. So I have to disinfect the room where I have the collection. Oh. My goal is to tell you that you could be prepared for this tax, but we need to be informed. We need to read, we need to look fine, what kind of animals we have, how they do with the collection, how to discover the signs that they are there. Here and next one, please. So they are the termites. Yeah? Well, the point, this is that for the detection and identification of the insect, we need 4 things. The insect by itself, in any of the stages, eggs, larva, nymph, adult. The nest, because they used to form colonies. The excrements, the fats, or the type of damage that they caused. That's the key. There is not much more. And we can use different techniques to, I told about pheromones, but there are other kind of ways in the market. For example, tramps which just have a glue, not pheromones, but they have a glue. When the insect goes there, he has to stay there, cannot go out of the trap. Okay, well, the next one. Well, we spoke about this, so we go to the next one. Okay. Selection of treatments. What are the criteria? Well, in the market, we could find a lot of biocides. Some of them are toxic, others are not toxic. The treatments can be chemicals, physicals, or a combination of both. But before the decision, we need to investigate what will be the impact in our collection properties and also in the environment and in the human health, because some treatments are very good for the collection, but for humans, not. So the general consensus is that the non-toxic and biosustainable treatments are prioritized all the time nowadays. Let's go to the next. Well, you see, this is a technique used in many archives and libraries to clean the collection by hand with a vacuum cleaner, by hand. But this is a long work, heavy, because you have to go book by book. And well, it's okay. It's okay, but nowadays the technology advanced, and we can find other techniques that let us to do it easier and faster. So I will present you one of these techniques, and it's called DEA. It's a machine, safe, green, transportable, easy to use, simple to install, simple to use. It is using quaternary ammonium for microbial disinfection. It's possible to use other disinfectants with the machine, and the materials are ready to be used after the treatment. Well, we will see one video on how it works. Please, the next one is a video. No, you have to go back now.
Archivi, biblioteche, musei, enti pubblici e privati sanno bene quanto la polvere sia pericolosa per l'integrità del loro patrimonio e per la salute dei loro operatori e utenti. I depositi di polvere rappresentano il terreno ideale per la nascita e lo sviluppo di microrganismi come muffe, batteri, insetti, in grado di deteriorare il nostro patrimonio archivistico e librario. Questi microrganismi che si annidano nella polvere possono anche provocare reazioni allergiche ed infiammazioni delle vie respiratorie anche gravi. Per risolvere questi problemi è stata realizzata DEA, che rimuove e cattura la polvere presente sul materiale archivistico e librario. DEA è la sola macchina al mondo, completamente automatica, mobile e semplice da usare, in grado di depolverare in profondità e sanificare le superfici di libri, documenti e carte sciolte, attraverso un processo efficace. DEA rimuove fino al 99% dei depositi di polvere presenti sul materiale, effettuando anche la sua sanificazione topica. DEA opera senza mettere a rischio l'integrità del patrimonio e la salute di operatori e utenti. Con DEA oggi è finalmente possibile risolvere i problemi causati dai depositi di polvere e i costi di gran lunga inferiori ad altri impianti e metodi esistenti.
Well, you saw is one automatic clinic on the surface of the books, and it's fast. Other system for, we are talking now about system for disinfection, and it's the anoxia. Probably you know about that, the anoxia. It's a not toxic control treatment and consists in introduce materials in one specific bag, plastic bag, I think it's polyethylene or material, and it is closed and the bag is sealed, and it is introduced gas, in inert gas. It used to be argon or nitrogen. And it's possible to treat at the small scale, as you see here, or even one self-complete in one deposit of books. Next one, please. Next. Okay. You see, it's possible even to treat a piece of museum. You see here one. This belongs to the Real Palace of Spain. It's part of the collection, and you see there one sculpture from one church. So the treatment is very, very effective for insects. We are talking about anoxia, so it's a treatment for the forms of life which need oxygen to life. So we are talking about insects and microbials, which are only aerobics, but most of them can be both things, aerobic or anaerobic. So with molds, it's not effective in all the cases. It's effective with insects. It used to need days, depending on the problem and the site of the treatment. You saw in the previous slide that there were a room which was completely prepared for the treatment. Obviously, that treatment cost several weeks until they opened the bags and they cleaned the collection and they found that the insects were dead. But for something smaller, it will be shorter. But it takes days, and is that. Next one, please. Also, the treatment for, with anoxia could be made in special chambers. In some institutions, they have the chamber of anoxia. This one institution in Spain, Barcelona. They have the chamber of anoxia to treat their materials. There are different companies in the world selling chambers of anoxia. So it's one strategy to fight against the insects, especially the insects. Next one, please. Other possibility is this machine, which is computerized and has 5 programs of treatment. It's possible to disinfect and disinfect. The disinfection is by cryonisation and takes 24 hours. The capacity of the machine is 7 lineal meters per treatment, and can treat, as I told you, mold and insects. The efficiency of the treatment was proved in the case of the insect 10%, and in the case of the moles 99%, which is good, very good. Let's go to the video, the next one. Double click.
Ogni giorno archivi, biblioteche, musei, istituzioni pubbliche e private che conservano materiale archivistico e librario devono combattere i processi di deterioramento del loro patrimonio indotti da muffe, batteri, insetti e virus. Questi microrganismi, come è noto, oltre a danneggiare libri e biblioteche, possono nuocere anche gravemente alla salute degli operatori e di coloro che debbono consultarli. Per fronteggiare efficacemente questi problemi, resi ancora più pressanti dall'epidemia di Covid-19, abbiamo ideato, progettato e prodotto Docursan 1. Docursan 1 è la prima macchina al mondo di facile utilizzo, consente ad archivi e biblioteche privati di sanificare e disinfestare libri, faldoni e documenti in piena autonomia. Docursan 1 sanifica e disinfesta senza rischi per il materiale cartaceo, per gli operatori e per gli utenti.
Well, what you saw is the treatment with bios. But there are 5 programs, as I told you at the beginning of the presentation of the machine. And it's possible to treat the microbials by the control of humidity and temperature using both factors to destroy the cells of the molds on the bacteria, viruses. And it's very easy to use. Only one person is necessary. The effectivity in this case is not in the surface. There was a treatment for the surface of the books, disinfect and clean the surface. But in the case of docursan, we are talking about disinfection into the materials, into the book, into the documents. Also, it's possible to adapt the programs for a specific necessity because it's is intelligent and it's possible to introduce different programs. I told you that it's transportable. This is important because it's possible to wear the machine to different locations. And all the process of disinfection happens in one closed chamber. Nothing goes outside the machine. One, please. Well, I already explained what you can see in this image. So the next one. Okay. I think it's an excellent instrument for disinfection of museums materials because well, it's fast and clean and easy. In fact, I did the cleaning. Next one. I did the cleaning and disinfection of one Indonesian puppet with docursan. This puppet was plenty of molds, very dirty, and we cleaned it. And then I did the testing, and the growing after the cleaning was nothing. There was not mold, so it was a complete disinfection. Next one. We are coming now to the beginning. Just to say that the last step, we are today following all the steps of the preservation program. After the cleaning, disinfection, what we have to do is the deacidification. We spoke this morning about that. Next one, please. I have to repeat that it is important when I'm doing that, because it could be too late if I don't do it on time before the document is completely destroyed, and it takes a long time to recover parts of the document, and very cost, very expensive. It's a very expensive work and long. Next one. Next one. We spoke about this today in the morning. I think you understood what is the hydrolysis, the acid hydrolysis. So if you have questions, ask me, but I won't repeat that. Next one. Well, bookkeeper is the LATS, not the LATS, is after all the process of preservation comes the chemical treatment of the acidification with bookkeeper. Next one. I only can repeat that this is a treatment and at the international level, there are a lot of institutions working with it. Next one, you saw several institutions. Next one, like South Korea, for example, the National Library. Next one. I have to repeat that the chemistry is completely safe and there is not a risk for the materials or for the users. Next one. The last step. What's the last step? Next one. This. Okay. After all these steps we did, when we have a material which is really in very poor conditions, the recommendation is to protect as much as possible the book or document, and we have one system that protect the book and document, but at the same time makes possible to consult, to see, to read the document or the book. Next one. You will see how is this machine on live, is there. So the only thing I can say is, next one. Okay. The preventive conservation program has one target, which is to save the original for the future generations. We need to send the originals as far as possible in the future. That's the target for us as conservators, librarians, archivists, all the people related with the heritage, writing heritage, is working to send for the future the collections. So the strategy is simple, but heavy, because we have to be very constant. As environmental control, the first step, biological control, second step, chemical control, the next step, physical protection if necessary, and digitization, especially in the case of materials which are in very poor conditions. It's important to save that materials, and usually is the human contact with the document which is dangerous for the document or the book. So we have to provide information. I agree. The library has a purpose. The archive has a purpose to preserve the history for the next generation. So the people has to know what's there, have to read the books, the documents. But in the case of critical cases, we should provide the copy, the digital copy, and protect the original. The original should be used only for very specific things and for people who knows how to do it well, not for anybody, because I saw disasters. So we have to prevent that. And well, this is what we have to discuss today. I'm open to your questions, to your comments, your opinions. So it's your time now. Yeah. Any question? Yeah? There.
Questions from the audience? Yes, ma'am. Ay.
Hello, okay, hi. Hello, I'm Evgenia Limbaga. I'm from the Cultural Properties Regulation Division of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And the cultural properties included under our jurisdiction are works by national artists. So my question now is there a difference between the conservation of archives or books, written national heritage and artworks on paper, so studies or sketches or like actual artworks on paper. So that. Thank you.
Yeah, really not, because we are talking about paper collections. So the standards and the guidelines are the same, but basically the same. But then there are specific things for archives and specific things for libraries, but the general terms are the same. About paper conservation, and also in the archives you have books. You have documents that have covers, and you have books, and also the libraries have documents. So the guidelines are the same.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you to you.
Questions from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Janine from the Cultural Center of the Philippines. Also, a little bit related to the question presented earlier. So, I would like to ask if the process machine technologies discussed today is able to work with paper-based artworks. If yes, what kind of measures, processes, practices, methods are considered with respect to the medium used with paper-based artworks?
Did it work as well with artworks that are made papers? Papers, yeah. Artworks, like artworks made of papers, like paintings painted on paper.
Paintings.
Yeah.
You are talking about paintings.
More of paper-based paintings, that prints, drawings, um, uh, drawings with paint with them, watercolors, or drawings used with mediums like pencils. What kind of processes or mediums are conducted beforehand to have conservation, to have the technology apply with respect and in connection to
Okay.
the medium and paper.
Okay. I see. You are talking about artwork.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will use the sprite system, but no, probably not this machine, because what I recommend is to treat the materials, but not by the side where is the painting, by the opposite side. Okay? Not, you are not treating the paint, you are not treating you are not treating the ink. You are treating the paper. So, because the magnesium oxide is white, if you treat the part with the ink, and it's and the work is very colorful, you are giving there a little dust which is white, which is the magnesium oxide. So I will try then by the opposite side. It's okay?
Okay. Thank you.
In fact, I treat it. For your information, I treat it. I have experience with it.
Another question from our audience here.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Marsha from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. My question is, how do you maintain those machines and equipment? how's the maintenance of the bookkeeper of
The maintenance.
yeah, the maintenance of the machine. And while other government agencies here, I believe that we don't have it yet. Are there any nature-based solutions as an alternative while we're procuring, or yeah, if it or is there an available renting? Yeah, thank you.
Raj wants to speak about the maintenance.
Yeah, as far as maintenance is concerned, that's a pretty good question. So a lot of these devices are connected by Wi-Fi. So not only does it come with maintenance services, right? So it's also monitored. So updates and troubleshooting can be done remotely. And usually we're a global-based company. And in our warranty services, we usually have somebody here within 72 hours on that.
Thank you. How about the like what I said earlier? While we don't have the machine and equipment or budget yet, are there any nature-based solutions
Also, you sorry,
as an alternative for the machines?
Yeah.
Or have you encountered like before the machine have existed? Is it the manual brushing? Ganun?
The question.
They don't have.
I see it difficult because you cannot use water. You need a dry treatment. You can use bookkeeper anyway. I will show you how. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the audience? All right, si
No,
Ma'am
no,
po.
I want to show her a photo on how to treat bookkeeper with bookkeeper. Today in the morning, I saw several slides of bookkeeper. You saw that we have since the little bottle and the refill bottle to the spray system by hand, and then we have bigger technology. But you have the small technology to do that. In fact, I will say that many people is using the spray system for materials like you describe. The only thing you have to do is to treat the painting from the opposite side. Even I know people which is using it for
Reinforcement.
reinforcement. Reinforcement.
Okay. So you're asking, your first question is that in the event or in the case where there isn't a budget, right? How do you approach it? And since there is a lack of financing, is there a natural, what you call a natural process to resolving the situation? So if it's paper-based, right? What you're referring to, if you're talking about something natural, then it's water. Water is a solvent. So you have to be very, very careful. And a treatment such as that will result in cackling, which is crinkling of paper, the dripping of ink. That is the situation that you're wrestling with right now. If you're talking about the natural remedies that people have used as far as disinfection is concerned, then yes, they result to plants that are antimicrobial by nature. But this also is an issue because it leaves a lot of odor and it leaves residue and it leaves its signature on the material. Was that specific enough? Thank you.
But you were talking about one specific material. You told that? Okay. Okay.
There's another question. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Hi, Miss Consuelo. My name is Renz from the Filipinas Heritage Library, and I have 3 questions. So, as a digital archivist slash librarian, in a library setting, is it advisable for the public to access the material? And how do we determine when a preserved or deacidified book can still be made for public use? Second, which should take priority to best?
So with the first.
Okay,
You are asking how to determine that the material is too acidic to go to the public.
for public use, yes.
Well, if you do the double folder of the paper, the double folder is this. You will see how brittle is your paper. But if it breaks, it's too late. So you have to retire from the public the document before when you do the double folder, it breaks. We understand?
Yeah.
Uh,
So you have to store it in a facility if
Yeah.
that's the case of the material. So second question, which should take priority to best conserve the material? The physical preservation of the material or the digitization of the material?
well, it depends on how is your original. If your original is in very, very poor condition and there are pieces of paper everywhere, probably you need to restore it before to digitize. Otherwise, it will be impossible to manage the material for the digitization. But if it is possible to manage well the material, it could be first the digitization and then the treatment. It depends on the situation of the document and on all also your priorities. Yeah.
I see. The last question is, can the equipment you showed earlier, can we also use that for photos or microfiche, microfilms, or photo negatives?
With this, sorry, repeat the question.
Yeah, for the equipment that you presented earlier, like that one,
Yeah.
can we also conserve photos using that equipment?
Do you want photos from the equipment?
Yes. We can use to preserve that photos. We can use that.
If it is possible to preserve photos with
Yes.
equipment, yes, of course.
Mm,
Of course,
I
the
see.
photos, if they are based on paper, you
Mhm.
have to treat the photos on the opposite side again, like with the paintings, yeah? And you can encapsulate the photos and you could have one collection of photos together in a book. Yeah, and it's perfect, it's fantastic. You cannot imagine how pretty is that.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am. That's all.
Thank you to you.
All right, thank you so much. To continue with this discussion, may we also invite our Assistant Director, Mr. Edgardo Quiroz, to join the discussion here with Ms. Consuelo. Sir Ed?
Actually, I would like to give an actual example. You remember the Sandakan incursion? Sabah. Okay. The NBI team that are supposed to investigate go to Sandakan came to us Monday. Their flight is Thursday. Do we tell them that we should perform conservation before digitization? So it's a kind of national interest situation. So we did digitize them 2 days, all documents pertaining to the Sabah. In the afternoon of the second day, NBI was able to get all the documents from the National Library that talks about Sabah, including the 1962 documentation of our claim submitted to the United Nations. So it's a question of a situation. So sometimes prioritization can be laid down in a logical way, but for us at the national, for us in the government, this may not always be the case. It's good to have prioritization, yes, but if you ask the national agencies, particularly, it depends on a situation. We cannot do anything if well, we should be dealing with situations like worst and extreme cases, but it already happened to us. So for those materials, I've shown earlier the document written in JavaScript. It's already in that kind of situation. So do we digitize? Wait for conservation work? So, however, we also need to be careful. So we actually use Mylar as a carrier, document carrier, to avoid damage to the document. You don't see the film because we have a scanner that can actually cancel the Mylar sheet while capturing the document from inside the sheet. Mylar is very thin, so it's okay. We use a Mylar that has those scratches. So that's an extreme case, but I guess that's a very, very good question. And if in another situation, I would say, do your conservation work first before digitization. But again, based on experience, actually, can you catalog the document or the books first before even performing conservation and digitization? Because you still need the basic metadata, title, author, date, before you can even make you can even use or distribute or put in a database whatever digital object you can produce. While doing conservation work, it's good that we document. If you have dry cleaning, when? You need to document these things. You did spray, when? So that we can actually, well, we want to automate the whole process so that monitoring is also important. Do you need to check it every month or physically everything else, or you want your database to be informing you that next month, these are the documents that need your attention in terms of the spray. You need to test the pH after how many years? You need to database the notification. So it's a proactive kind of work. So I guess before everything else, you need to have the metadata, even the very basic metadata. You have to, this morning, Ms. Consuelo is talking about for every step they are scanning so that they know where are the documents. No matter what you put in the documents, barcode, RFIDs, if you don't have a database, those tags are useless. You have to have a database with the metadata inside the database for you to be able to perform all these processes. It's good to do the conservation work, but at the end of the day, for more efficiency, use a database, documentation. For our collection, especially the rare documents, we would like to create the provenance. Kanino galing to? Kailan to nakarating? Ninakaw to, kailan sinahuli? Yung mga pilferage na pilfered na document namin. Dinonate to, kanino to galing? Binili to, magkano, kanino? So mga ganon. So you should take a look at the whole picture. not just on one portion of the wag lang sa conservation digitization. It should be institutional level, the whole picture.
All right, we still have a here.
Hi, I'm Pearl from Sample 101. I'm just curious, assuming that you have hundreds or thousands of paper materials and you put it in your machine, of course, paper, they are in different conditions. Some are fragile, some are very fragile, brittle, and so is there a way to classify? Like, of course, when you spray this with solutions, does it affect? I mean, how does it not affect the different conditions of the paper? Some has mold, some has this thing. So, when you put it in the machine, does it actually classify that it doesn't damage some of the paper materials and some are preserved or things like that?
You are talking, you are speaking, you are asking if the conditions are the conditions of the paper, the physical condition,
They're
is
in different-
directly related with the biological degradation. Is that the question? No.
No, what I'm saying is the paper is in different conditions.
Yeah.
Like some are fragile, some are not so fragile, some are moldy, some
Yeah.
are not. So when you put it in the machine, of course, you have the same concentration of solution, right?
Yes.
So does it classify the type of material or condition of the material so it can get the solution? Because there's also just one solution, right?
No, the concentration will be the same. The concentration of the solution is the same, and it's enough. It is tested. The only thing you can do, if you want, you could repeat the treatment after several days if you want to give more treatment, but normally it's unnecessary. It's a waste of chemical. With one application used to be enough.
So it doesn't affect whatever type of
The paper is fragile because there was hydrolysis because of the acids. What you need to do is to neutralize the acids. And it is possible only with one application, if it is well done. In this case, if you are doing it manually, you have to spray both sides of the paper. One, okay, and it should be enough. But if you feel that you are more happy doing a second application, you can do it. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing bad. It will be good, not bad. But it shouldn't be necessary.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, sir.
Good afternoon. So my name is Simon from the University of Santo Tomas. So my question is regarding deacidification. So right after deacidification, do we return them to the same room or do we separate them in in an environment free from pollution or contaminants? Because we all know that acid can also be found on air. So do we return them after we deacidify them or we need to separate them?
Well, what you never will do is to put one document treated in the same box with untreated documents. Why? Because there will be a migration of the magnesium oxide from the alkaline paper to the acidic paper. So the pH and the alkaline reserve will be going down. You need to treat all the materials in the same box. Do you understand? In the same box. If it is a box of documents, if it is a book, it is independent from other elements in the collection. The ideal is to treat. You are treated. You can treat one book. It is okay. But the ideal will be to treat, if it is a book from one specific collection, to treat the complete collection if possible, and to have the collection under control. No sé, do you understand what I mean? What you understand? Yeah. But sometimes it's not possible. Treat the book which is in bad conditions, and it will be very positive for your book, and you will treat the others in other occasion. But treat that and go and put it in the shelf again. I expect that you will have your environmental control being good. So it's okay, it's good. It's not possible to do all at the same time. So you have to go step by step, and that's all. Not special rules. Okay?
All right, muchas gracias. Anybody else here? Do you still have questions? None? Nada? Nada? So, I think we're all ready for a quick break. We can have our afternoon health break right now, and then we will continue our program at exactly 3 o'clock p.m. So you can have coffee there, you can get coffee there, or you can stretch, you can take or you can go to the comfort room. Yeah, so please be sure to go back here at 3 o'clock p.m. to continue with the program. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ms. Consuelo.
Muchas gracias, señorita.
Gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you very much, todos los demás.
Thank you.
Muli po, magkakaroon po tayo ng 15-minute health break po. Pagdating po ng ikatlo ng hapon, ay magbabalik para sa pagpapatuloy ng ating session. Sa mga nagnanais pong gumamit ng ating banyo, palikuran, pwede na pong magpunta sa CR. At yung mga gustong kumuha ng isang tasang kape, pwede na po tayo magkape.
All right, and to our online viewers, again, we will be right back at 3 p.m. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Yan. So we'll be right back after a short break.
All right, everyone, let's do a working break. So to continue with our program, we will be proceeding to the demonstration of the machine here. So earlier na present po natin na meron newly purchased machines ang National Library of the Philippines, which is the Bookkeeper Deacidification machine, and then the ultrasonic um, encapsulating welder machine. So, to introduce the person involved or assigned to give us a demonstration, may we call on Mr. Urwell?
Yun po, para po sa demonstration ng ating deacidification machine, ipinapakilala ko po ang aming librarian to, Miss Faralyn Gocoyo, para sa kanyang presentation.
Round of applause, please.
Yan. Okay lang. So good afternoon po. So I am here po to make a short demonstration kung paano po gumagana itong ating bookkeeper intelligent deacidification sprayer system. So yan. So first po, yan, na-plug na po natin siya sa isang power source. So yan. And then yung switch niya po, switch on and off ay nasa left side po ng box. Okay? And then, nalagyan na din po natin siya ng solution sa kanyang solution chamber. So, ganito po yung sample ng solution niya. So, the solution consists of magnesium oxide. So, may powder component po siya na kailangan natin siyang i-shake well para po hindi siya mag-set. Kasi may tendency po siya na mag-set. Okay? So, after that, after turning on, tayo po ay there is a slight vibration po from the machine. So it is an indication that the machine is starting up. Okay. And then the machine will automatically go into agitation process. So ina-agitate niya po yung solution dahil nga sa tendency niya na mag-settle siya sa ilalim. So kusa po siyang nag-steer sa ilalim para po maging evenly distributed po yung kanyang chemical. Okay? Then after that, after agitation, tayo po ay mag-a-add na ngayon ng pressure. So in pressurizing, pipindutin lang po natin yung control pressure icon dito po sa ating control tablet, sa ating control monitor. Yan. So, nagawa na din po natin kanina to. So, nag-add na po tayo ng pressure. Yung pressure naman po is set. Nakaset na po siya. And then after that, susukatin na po natin yung ating ide-deacidify. So here I have some PIR documents, the Philippine Insurgent Records. Yan. So the next step po, yan, we will test the nozzles. So we have 2 nozzles. Yan. So ito po yung nozzle 1. Titingnan po natin kung nag-spray siya evenly, and the nozzle 2. So after testing na okay naman po yung kanyang pag-spray at it evenly sprays on the document, yan. So susukatin po natin yung ating document. So this is an A4 size document. Ipe-place po natin siya dito sa ating chamber. So pwede nyo pong tipidin yung passing ng ating machine. So pwede nyo pong lagyan ng multiple A4 size para po ma-occupy niya lahat, or pwede din naman pong isa-isa. Okay, so after that, isa-set nyo po dito sa paper setting icon. So pipindutin nyo lang po yung paper setting and then press A4. Yan. So since nakaset na po siya, pwede na po tayong mag-start. Okay? Pag pinindot nyo po yung start, okay? Again po. Test muna natin. Nozzle 1, nozzle 2. Okay. So after testing, okay. Hindi lang. Okay. So yan po, nag-agitate po siya muna. It means na kailangan po siyang ma-stir muna yung sa ilalim. Okay. So it will take a few minutes. The agitation po takes, it happens po every 30 minutes for 2 minutes, or you can set the interval kung ano po yung preferred nyo. Okay.
And so,
Ayan. So may nadidinig po kayo na parang sound na nagre-release siya ng air. Yan. So nagre-reset po siya. And then again, you will press refresh para po siya ay mag-pressurize ulit. Okay? So sa starting up po kasi ng machine na to, it really takes a few minutes para ma-set up siya. Pero once po na na-set up na siya, ito, pwede na po kayong mag-deacidify ng tuloy-tuloy. So ang ginagawa po ng machine na to, it neutralizes the acid po of your documents, or yung mga pwede pong mga documents nyo, maps. So yan.
so while waiting no, Miss Farah, can we present to them kung ano yung document yung tini-spray natin dyan? So that's PIR, right?
Philippine Insurgent Records. So one of our treasures, the National Library. Yan.
So ano po kayang condition ng paper natin ngayon?
Natin, amang PIR natin na hawak ngayon, kung makikita niyo po, medyo brownish na siya, and then may konting nag-bleed na po yung konting tinta niya dito. And ito po ay na-dry clean na. Okay? So after dry cleaning, pwede na po natin siyang isalang sa deacidification. Okay. And meron po siyang mga holes. Yan. So intact pa naman po siya, and it can withstand po itong process na gagawin natin. Okay? So after that, we will again apply pressure. Ayan. Kung may nadinig po kayo, yan, busy po yung machine natin, indicating that it is pressurizing. Yan.
So quickly lang no, Miss Far, can we share to them po kung ano yung mga steps natin sa pag-preserve ng mga ganitong material from, you said na na-dry clean na siya, tapos yun, i-deacidify natin or spray natin, what else?
After that, pwede na natin siyang i-encapsulate. So mamaya, i-demo ni Miss April kung paano mag-encapsulate using the very own, ang ating bagong-bagong encapsulation welder. Yan. So while waiting po, ayan. So yung machine po ay kusa siyang magsasabi kung ready na siya at ihinto po yung vibration na to. Okay. Actually, ito nga yung sinabi ng ating technician nung dinemo sa atin tong machine. Medyo matagal talaga yung startup process kasi the ideal agitation time is 5 minutes. So it is really a long time kung iintayin mo lang siya. So ngayon medyo in-adjust natin. In-adjust ko siya ng 3 minutes. So please bear with me kung medyo matagal siya. Pero pre-start ko na siya kanina kaso gusto niya talaga mag-agitate. So we have to wait talaga. Okay? So, yan. So the machine indicates that it is already ready to start the process. Okay? Yan. Kung napansin niyo po yung spray, mabilis lang po. And then yung spray po, you can notice that our document is slightly wet at first, but just after a few seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, the moisture will evaporate and totally disappear. Okay? So wala po siyang damage na nangyari sa papel. So it neutralizes the acidity. So after spraying this side, pwede na po nating ulitin siya on the other side. Okay? And again, after 5 to 10 seconds, the moisture will evaporate and disappear on the surface of the document. After this, it is ideal to set aside the document for a few minutes para mag-absorb siya ng moisture sa surroundings. And also, please take note that when using this machine, dapat ay naka-off yung malapit na air conditioning or electric fan kung meron kayo sa paligid. Kasi para hindi niya ma-interfere yung nozzles at yung pag-spray ng ating solution. So that's it po. Thank you so much po.
That was a very fun demonstration, Ma'am Far. So, nakakatuwa, no? Ang bilis niya matuyo. Like, mas mabilis siya kaysa sa setting spray ng makeup ko ngayon. Charot. Like yun, very, very fast. Tapos parang hindi talaga siya, like, di ba, totally na-damaged na wet. Right? Yeah. So again, thank you so much, Ma'am Far. Again, a round of applause for Miss Faralyn Gocoyo. And now just to add,
Po, kung wala naman po kayong machine, pwede din po kayong meron po tayong handheld lang na sprayer. So same solution po siya. I-shake well nyo lang siya and then pwede nyo na po siyang spray directly sa document. So ganito po. Yung ginamit niya. Diba? Ito yung
Baka nakalak.
yun naman
Bisa.
So yan po. Ganon din po yung effect niya. Okay? So ito po ay smaller version po, of course, ng machine natin. So ito po ay may 150 grams ng solution. So yun lang po. Thank you so much po ulit.
thank you so much again, Ma'am Farah. Again, to continue with the demonstration, Weng, we still have another machine.
Yes,
Yeah.
ayun. Thank you, Miss Para, for that wonderful presentation. Ayun, nang nakita namin kung nakita din ng mga kasama natin dito kung paano i-operate yung ating bookkeeper deacidification spray system. And syempre, for the encapsulating, para sa isa nating machine, which is the ultrasound
Ultrasonic.
encapsulating welder machine, narito po ang aming archivist 2 sa rear section ng Filipiniana Division, Miss April Irene Lagumbay, na magpe-present ng demonstration for encapsulation. Palakpakan po natin si Miss April Lagumbay. Miss April, can you show us kung paano?
So ngayon po yung gagamitin po natin yung ultrasonic encapsulation welder. Okay? So, 'di ba alam natin pag nag-encapsulate tayo, yung ginagamit natin ng pag-seal dito ay archival tape or archival double adhesive tape. Dito, with this machine, hindi na tayo gagamit ng tape. Okay, so itong machine na yung magsiseal ng ating document dito sa film natin, sa polyester film. Okay, so ngayon, i-demo ko siya kung paano siya gawin. So ito mayroon ng ito na rin yung document, nag-cut na rin ng film, ng mylar. Okay? So, yan yung gagawin natin. Lagay lang siya. And then, tatakpan lang natin siya ng magnetic. Ay, wait lang. Ha? Okay. So, ulitin ko. So, ulitin ko. Ulitin ko from the top. From the top. So ito pa ano na tayo. Okay? So, lalagay na natin siya dito. And tatakpan lang natin siya ng magnetic blanket. Wala pa rin? Wala pa rin?
And we're just preparing the demonstration with the projector, no, para appreciate din ng mga participants natin at the back. Ayan. So, ayan. So may mga TV din po tayo dun sa gilid, no? I-present din po natin yung visuals dyan. Alright, continue.
Sige po,
Go
Miss
ahead.
April, please show us kung paano ang paggamit ng ultrasonic encapsulating welder.
Sige. So dito pala, nakaset na natin yung motor speed, kung gaano kabilis yung pag-run nitong welder natin. And then pati yung amplitude po, yung strength, yung pag-press yung sa film. Okay? So, yun, gagawin natin. Tatakpan lang natin ng magnetic blanket para maano na rin yung air sa document, yung dito sa film natin. So, ganun siya. And, ayun, so hindi na siya mag-move yung natin, yung document. So, ngayon, mayroon dito pedal sa baba. Okay? So, ito yung magana sa atin kung pa left or right. Okay, so since nandito yung natin, yung welder, so papunta siya ng kanan. So sa kanan natin yung yan natin yung pedal. Okay. So nano na siya, nasil siya. Yung dito na part, yung sa taas. Okay, so ano'y natin lahat and then mag-iwan tayo ng counting gap para sa airflow. Okay. Okay, so sa kaliwa naman. And pag gumagawa tayo nito, dapat walang mga metal na bagay dito kasi baka makasira din sa ating chip. Yan. So, dito side. So, yung last yun dito. And mag-iwan tayo ng konting gap, mga 1 to 2. So, pwede natin siya i-stop kung hanggang saan natin gusto. Okay? And then, i-unlock lang natin dito para ma-move natin siya. Okay? Pag naka-lock kasi siya, pwede natin siya ma-move. Pag naka-lock, hindi na natin siya na-move. So, yeah. Then, tingnan natin yung... So, ayan. So, sealed na siya with gap dito. So, yun na po yan. So, sa pamamagitan nito, hindi na natin kailangan magano pa ng adhesive tape na possible din makadamage or pag dumikit kasi sa document, madadamage yung document. So, ito, hindi siya makadamage. And maski mapasadahan yung document, wala talaga siyang ganong damage. Parang nanon lang siya, yung alam niyo yung ballpen na walang tinta, ganon. Parang ganon lang siya. So, hindi talaga siya mag-create ng matinding damage.
All right. Miss April, for the experience of our online viewers on Facebook, can you try to bring the document near the camera para makita nila yung kung ano yung yeah. I mean, dito po sa camera, i-try natin siyang ilapit para makita po nung mga viewers natin. Yan, 'di ba? Parang vlogger lang ang peg. Oh, 'di ba? Yan. So, yan yung in-encap, I mean yung kumbaga parang na-create niyang fold or dent, right? Yes.
Hindi
Yan.
siya basta-basta na ma-open.
Tapos you said kanina, no, nag-leave ka ng space, tama, no? This one.
Ito na space. Nakita ba? Ayan.
Wow, that's nice.
Kita ba?
Ayan, kita naman yan.
So,
Perfect.
may space siya.
Mm-mm.
Ayan. For the airflow.
All right. Again, thank you so much, Miss April. That's so wonderful. All right. So these are the newly procured machines for all the preservation and conservation that the National Library of the Philippines is doing. Right, partner?
So ayun po, muli po maraming salamat sa ating mga nagagandahang staff sa Filipiniana Division, especially sa Rare Section for the presentation kung paano nga ba ginagamit ang ating mga newly acquired na conservation and preservation material machines po. Yeah.
So, yun nga no, let's do a wrap up lang, partner, no, nung mga discussions natin today. So, earlier this morning, nag-present din ng topic 1 niya si Miss Consuelo, si Señorita Consuelo ng Preservation of of National Heritage History for the next few hundred years in times of change, sustainability, climate, uncertainty, and economics. So, ano yung mga key takeaways kaya natin doon, no? Doon sa presentation ni Señorita Consuelo? Kanina, before din ng presentation pala ni Señorita Consuelo, no, na-share ni Director Cesar Gilbert Adriano na the procurement of these machines took 3 years. Diba?
Yes.
Para right now ma-present and then ma-appreciate din ng mga colleagues natin in the government sector and also in the private sector. Additionally,
Siyempre, dagdag na rin natin, kagaya ng binanggit kanina ni Señorita Consuelo sa kanyang presentation o sa presentasyon niya, yung presensya or yung presence ng silverfish, ng mga insekto, syempre. Ayun yung ng mga insect, pag yung infestation ng mga insekto sa mga written heritage natin, sa mga collection natin, ayun yung nag-indicate ng mataas na humidity level dito sa storage room natin, or kung di sa storage room, sa facilities natin. So, kailangan din nating mag-take ng action to slow down, to prevent, to slow down yung infestation ng mga insekto sa collection natin.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, partner? Ngayon ko lang din nalaman or na-appreciate na yung penicillin, 'di ba? Kumbaga parang advantageous sa atin as human. But it's really bad para sa mga papel, right? Tsaka yun nga, yun nasabi mo, yung silverfish kanina. Ngayon ko lang din siya nalaman na hindi pala papel ang kinakain niya, kundi glue. Glue dun sa book or dun sa document na yun, kung may glue, yun ang dun sila na-attract, right?
Tama.
Yeah. So, with all of the sharings, with all of the presentation ng ating resource speaker na si Miss Consuelo Martinez, and of course, yung kaninang shinare din ni Mr. Raj, we're now moving towards the next part of our program, which is the awarding of certificate.
Ayun, sa ating pag-award ng mga sertipiko ng pagkilala sa ating mga presenters.
All right, to award this certificate, may I call on our Assistant Director, Mr. Edgardo B. Quiroz, and Ms. Susan Fetalco, Librarian 5, Chief of the Filipiniana Division, to present the certificate.
National Library of the Philippines presents this Certificate of Appreciation to Consuelo Martínez Rendo, Director for Conservation and Business Development in Latin America and Europe Preservation Technologies, for being the resource speaker in the training in conservation of paper-based collections through environmental assessment and deacidification, held at NLP Function Room on August 8, 2025, given this 8th day of August 2025 at the NLP Function Room, TM Calo Street, Ermita, Manila.
All right, a round of applause, please, everyone. Again, a round of applause for Ms. Martinez. All right, thank you so much, Ms. Consuelo, for sharing your knowledge to us today. Next up,
Ang sunod po natin, National Library of the Philippines present this Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Raj Gokal, Director of Sales and Business Development, Asia Preservation Technologies, for being the resource speaker in the training in conservation of paper-based collections through environmental assessment and deacidification, held at NLP Function Room on August 8, 2025, given this 8th day of August 2025 at the NLP Function Room, TM Calo Street, Ermita, Manila.
a round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Sir Raj. All right, and thank you very much to Mr. Quiroz and Ms. Maricel for gracing our awarding of certificates. Ayan, partner. I think we're now down to the closing of our program, right? To officially close our program, we are honored again to have Mr. Edgardo B. Quiroz, Director 3 of National Library of the Philippines, to deliver the closing message.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Salamat po sa ating mga kasamahan sa gobyerno na nag-attend, sa ating mga bisita galing sa mga private institution. At syempre nagpapasalamat din tayo sa ating resource person, si Ms. Consuelo, sa ating supplier na hindi lang basta nagbenta kundi tumulong sa atin para magkaroon tayo ng ganitong event, magkaroon ng sharing kay Mr. Raj. Sa mga online participants natin, simula lang ito and hopefully makontinue natin ng mas matagal pa sa budget cycle na 1 taon. At lalo na sa yung mga nagsisimula pa lang or balak pa lang magsimula, hindi hindi siya imposible. Kaya natin gawin. Kahit tayo bilang bansa, bilang institution ay hindi naman tayo ganon kayaman sa budget. We can do it. Pero ito yung mas mahalaga siguro na dapat natin tignan. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa papel, kundi ano yung nandyan sa papel na information. Hindi lang ito yung nakasulat, kundi yung mismong papel na nagpapakita kung sino tayo, na kahit pala nung panahon ng 19th century sa mga katipunero, sa panahon nila Aguinaldo, sila ay nagbabasa na ng dyaryo galing sa ibang bansa. Yan. Hindi ko na patatagalin kasi biyernes ngayon, matraffic pa uwi. Lalo sa mga nandito ngayon. But hopefully we can also interaction in the near future. In fact, kami din mamamasyal sa inyong institution. Papaalam na kami sa UST kasi meron kayong wala kami, yung DocuSign. At gusto na rin naming matuto sa inyong experience. Sa ibang agency, gusto rin naming pumasyal para matuto din sa kung ano man yung nasa inyo at magkaroon tayo ng sharing. For our colleagues in the academe, who hopefully it can help us plan ahead of time to have our curriculum address yung panahon na meron ng ganitong equipment na hindi lang tayo nakatutok sa libro, yung konteksto, yung experience ng mga opisina na nagsimula na, nandito na ngayon para maituro natin sa mga, hindi lang sa mga future generation, pero yung mga future librarians, future archivists, future records managers, yung mga staff natin sa kanya-kanyang opisina. So maraming salamat, nakakatulong din kayo sa amin kahit na kami itong meron. Pero your feedback actually gives us, yung mga questions kanina nakapagbigay din sa amin na additional insight na pwede namin pag-isipan pa para sa mga susunod natin na gagawin. Makakatulong yan sa atin sa National Library. So maraming salamat at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Happy weekend.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Quiroz. And of course, thank you so much, our dear participants and our resource persons for being part of this remarkable event. And also, we would like to extend our gratitude to our dear director for his support in making this training possible.
At syempre, atin din pinasasalamatan ng taos-puso ang ating mga manonood sa FB Live para sa kanilang paglahok sa programang ito ngayong araw.
Yeah, and reminder lang po, no, for those participants na gusto pong kumuha ng certificates, i-flash po sa ating screen yung QR code. You can scan and then accomplish the evaluation form. And then after po, we can present a proof or screenshot dun po sa ating registration booth sa labas in lieu of your certificates. All right. And now for our online viewers on Facebook, I think the link is already posted, right? Ayan. So once you accomplish the evaluation form, you will be getting an e-certificate. Again, this has been your host, El Palermo.
At muli, ako po si Erwel Olvina. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Good day everyone. Buen dia a todos.
Bye.
Adios.
Before we leave, let's have a photo opportunity po. Bale, yung mga audience po natin, yung mga participants dyan, stay lang po kayo dyan. And then yung mga, to our resource person, Miss Diaz, and then Sir Quiroz, kindly proceed here po in front for our photo opportunity. Kaya po ba, Sir Mac? Yeah. And then, yung mga participants po natin, here. Yung mga participants po natin sa likod, kindly stand na lang po para makita po yung mga beautiful faces natin dun sa photograph. Yan, sige, tayo na lang po tayo sa likod. Bali dito sa gitna, okay lang po na seats tayo. Kita naman tayo dyan. Yung mga nasa likod lang po. See you on the next event of the National Library of the Philippines. So please keep on tuning into our official pages. We are in the
Facebook.
all platforms.
Pakilike lang po yung social media pages ng National Library of the Philippines. Stay tuned po sa mga magaganap po na events sa mga susunod po na araw, buwan, or May. And syempre, next year po. Ayan. So, yun po. Stay tuned po.
All right, thank you so much. Bye guys.
Salamat!